If you plan on being a millionaire, this message is for you. I'm a millionaire by the grace of God. God has blessed me. Shannon Sharpe, multimillionaire by the grace of God. God has blessed him. If you're watching this and you're planning on being successful as an entrepreneur in business, there's a huge lesson that you're going to learn from this story that just broke, man. Shannon Sharpe hit with a $50 million lawsuit for RAPE. And this is after a 20-year-old ex-girlfriend has come forward and said that Shannon Sharpe has done some pretty disgusting things to her. Now, full disclosure, I don't believe this personally. I need more evidence. The lawyer behind it has lost credibility, in my opinion. I'm going to get into all the details of this. But I do content for the entrepreneurs from the entrepreneur perspective. Why? Because I don't want to just entertain you guys. I want you guys to take away information that you can use for your personal life and make your life better. And my business, that's my business. You know, I coach entrepreneurs now. Used to coach businesses, but now I coach entrepreneurs individually. And I want you guys to pay attention to this because one of the most underrated things that we don't pay attention to when it comes to success is the danger of being single and successful. And this is a huge lesson in this. So let's get through the details of this and then we'll get back to all that. Shannon Sharpe hit with a $50 million lawsuit after alleged sexual assault and RAPE. Says an anonymous woman alleges Shannon Sharpe assaulted her various times at the end of 2024 and start of 2025. Now, I want you guys to understand before we dive too much into this, Shannon Sharpe is right on the heels of getting $100 million deal. Right on the heels of it. It was just reported yesterday before this report came out that Shannon Sharpe could get a $100 million deal, that he's about to get a $100 million deal from ESPN. Now, that's partially the reason that I don't believe this. I also don't believe, I don't want to believe that Shannon Sharpe would do anything like what he's accused of. But I don't know him personally. I can't put nothing past anybody, and I got to report the news that's presented in front of us. And rumors are now swirling that he's going to be fired from his job at ESPN, not because of this incident, but because of multiple incidents over the last year. And we know that Shannon Sharpe has had some pretty big incidents. ESPN is owned by Disney. So they pay big, but they expect big too. Even in the Bible, it says, to whom much is given, much is required. So, you know, they require a lot. And one thing that I could say that we can say about a guy like Stephen A. Smith is he ain't never had no hiccups. One thing that I took from him, and I don't agree with everything Stephen A. say, and I don't like everything Stephen A. do. But one thing that I did take as an entrepreneur out his business playbook is being trusted is more important than anything else in business. From his perspective, he said that. And they trust him to show up, do his job. They trust him to stay out of trouble. They trust him to not make no negative headlines. They trust him to give him that money. Shannon Sharpe is a great talent. Shannon Sharpe is probably one of the top 3 talents on air, in my opinion. And obviously, we know as a football player, Shannon is one of the GOATs. But trustworthiness in him staying out of headlines, not creating the Michelle thing was crazy. Even though it's not a big deal to the people, to them corporations, that's a big deal. Them type of things that can't happen when Disney is the owner of the company. And Disney does own ESPN from my understanding. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. So he was right on the heels of getting a $100 million deal. And this was reported, and it said that Shannon Sharpe is poised to command one of the most lucrative deals in sports media, which he's worked hard. And from just the work perspective, he deserves it, in my opinion. He's one of the greatest things we've seen over the last 5 years. He's carried a lot of sports commentating. It says the Hall of Fame tight end and media personality is weighing multiple offers after his partnership with Colin Cowherd's The Volume Podcast Network. Industry insiders expect Shannon Sharpe to sign a contract worth more than $100 million. With Club Shay Shay and everything else that's going on, that's completely believable. I believe that this woman, whoever this woman is, heard that Shannon was about to get $100 million. And she said, I want 50 because, and whatever happened. So this is what's going on, man. It says Shannon Sharpe may have a beefy media deal on his hands, but he has much more pressing matters to attend to now. An anonymous woman accused him of sexual assault and RAPE in a $50 million lawsuit. Says the Jane Doe alleged various instances of sexual assault toward the end of 2024 and beginning of 2025. In addition, she claimed that she had a long-standing a long-lasting and abusive relationship with the former athlete and sports commentator at Press Time. Shannon Sharpe has not yet responded to this lawsuit or its allegations publicly, so we'll see how it develops. But as for his accuser, the anonymous woman alleges that they met in a Los Angeles gym in 2023. She was allegedly 20 years old at the time. According to the accusations in the legal documents, he offered to pay for plastic surgery and continually sought her out. For example, Shannon Sharpe was allegedly, quote, demanding she come to his Beverly Glen mansion. The Jane Doe claims they eventually entered into a consensual relationship marked by allegedly controlling and verbally abusive behavior on his behalf. She said that he demanded complete control over her time and body. He expected her to be at his house on schedule and at his command whenever he called. This lawsuit is brought on by Tony Busby, which is somebody that he just did the Diddy and Jay-Z lawsuit, and he lost that one. I'm going to get to him in a second. But it says that Shannon Sharpe's accuser referenced a particularly frightening alleged argument. She accused him of shouting at her while a gun was in the room. The plaintiff tried sharing her location with her friends on her iPhone just in case. This is what her lawyer said. But Shannon Sharpe saw her doing this, and the moment he realized what she was doing, he grabbed her by the neck and told her, "If you ever do that again, I will effing kill you." To me, that sounds, even if that situation is 100% true, it don't mean the context is correct. To me, I'm just going to be real. To me, it sounds like you was at his house and he didn't want nobody having his address because he's Shannon Sharpe, and he feels like you're trying to backdoor me. You 20 years old, you young, and you trying to backdoor me. You trying to send your location, and I get robbed over here. So I'm from the street. Like, God is, by the grace of God, I don't live like that no more. But just the way my mentality works, that's how I feel. That's what I see when I see this. Man, you trying to send your location out. Nah, you do that, bro. I feel like I got to shoot you and whoever come over here. That's how I would feel. Right? So I don't know what that situation is about, but even if that is true, I'm sure there's more details. It says, despite this alleged behavior, Shannon Sharpe and the anonymous woman allegedly moved to Nevada in the summer of 2024. So he did all that, but you still move with him to a new house. Stop it. Stop it. It says the Jane Doe alleges she sought to break up with him following the famous Instagram Live incident. This is where the Michelle thing that everybody make fun of, obviously. However, she claims this led to him allegedly raping her. Says the plaintiff alleges the first instance happened in October 24 at her apartment. The second instance allegedly occurred in January 25 at her home under false pretenses of Christmas and birthday celebrations. So you want me to believe, this woman wants us to believe that Shannon did this. He raped her in October 24, and then she hung out with him again in January 2025, and he did it again in 2025, and now she won $50 million. Come on, man. It's just things around it that make it sound like I don't know. I don't believe this. But like I said, I don't know Shannon Sharpe. I can't put nothing past him. I don't know him. I just don't want to believe it, and I don't believe it just based on the circumstances. Also, she's being represented by Tony Busby, who recently, he seems like this is the guy that, he keeps getting, he got that lawsuit thrown out. He represented the woman that, was accusing Jay-Z and Diddy, and then that got removed from the courts. So he put his name on it. He came out. He didn't have to come out and do this, but he came out and let it be known. He said, "I'm extremely proud to represent this Jane Doe. It takes a great deal of courage to stand up against those with power, fame, and money. I look forward to pressing this case in court." So it seems like he's excited to get his names back in the headlines about this. Now, like I said, Shannon Sharpe, for all the success that he has, you're going to have some people that don't like it, right? And for my entrepreneurs that's listening, speaking of which, I want you guys to make sure that you don't forget that every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m., I do a free, no-cost training. Not free, but because you guys got to pay with your time, so I don't like saying free. But it's a no-cost training, and it's a private live stream that we do. It's called From Stuck to Seven Figures, where I teach you guys the 4 steps to turn your purpose into profit. First, to find your purpose, and then turn it into profit, a profitable business, a real business. If you guys don't know, I coach entrepreneurs and I teach people how to build businesses. I taught businesses how to build their businesses before I started working directly with entrepreneurs. Now I work directly with the entrepreneurs. So go to the website, scrolling at the bottom of the screen, ulegend.com, ulgnd.com is short for Urban Legend. So you can remember it that way, ulegend.com. And go ahead and, Make sure that you guys are there for that private live stream. Go sign up and get access to the private live stream while you're there. And if you're in my inner circle, if you I have an inner circle for $9 a month where we offer live virtual events, exclusive content, the CEO playbook for all my entrepreneurs. You get direct access to me for me to answer your entrepreneur questions. And then we do our networking sessions and our business Bible studies. So if you're in the inner circle, you already got access. But for my people that, you just watching on YouTube or you haven't really connected with our community, we got over 1,000 people over there. So make sure that you're at the live event later on. For all the success that Shannon Sharpe has had, there's going to be people that don't like him. And this is when those people get loud, right? And this article says legendary WWE figure Paul Heyman went on the Pat McAfee show, and he pretty much went up there just to attack a lot of people. But Shannon Sharpe is one of those people. And it says, well, how about we just play this? How about we just play it? I'm gonna let you guys hear what he said about I hope this is the clip. Let me just make sure.
Do you care about the opinions of people who are irrelevant? You do.
No, this ain't the clip. There's a clip that he talked about Shannon Sharpe. And he pretty much just said, oh, here's the clip. Here's the clip. Let me show you guys this. This is the clip here. Check it out.
See, CM Punk.
Let it load. Come on. This is him going kind of, I don't know if he's in character or what, but
Does as much good to my reputation as Shannon Sharpe does to ESPN.
Oh no, jeez. Oh boy. All right, see, all right. We don't need that. A lot going on.
Don't ooh me. I'm not the one getting sued.
Oh, okay.
So that's what he said. But there's a group of people out there that feel like that. Even if he's, just in character or whatever he's doing, I don't know. I think he's just in character personally, but he might not be. Maybe you really don't like. But there's a group of people that does feel like that they tired of seeing Shannon Sharpe. And in corporate, it's very tough to keep getting away with things. They gave Shannon Sharpe a couple passes, man. They just gave him that contract. And he's been through already the ups and downs. And I'm sure he don't want to be in no more headlines like this, no more trouble, no more nothing where ESPN has to have a meeting with him about anything. So now these rumors are being fueled that, he may be fired from his job. Why is this important to you? Because if you're an entrepreneur that's listening, you got to understand the power of allegations, man. Like, I tell men this, especially the male clients, especially. Bro, one of the most dangerous things you could be is out here a millionaire and successful and single. It's dangerous because it puts you already got a target on your back. It's a bullseye on your back when you single too. These women, Shannon Sharpe messing 50-something years old, messing with this 20-year-old girl. She's just looking for some money. And this may get thrown out in court. It may not never go to anything. But in the meantime, the headlines in the meantime. He might lose his job. He might lose his opportunity. What's going to happen? Let me explain what happens in corporate, especially with these type of big deals. What's going to happen is he's going to have this allegation, and they're going to say, because of this allegation, we don't know if we could trust you. So instead of 100 million, we're going to have to knock it down to like 30, 40. Not saying that there's nothing wrong with 30 or 40 million. I'm not saying that that's a little bit of money. I understand people out there. Some people are like, that's still 30 million. What? Take it. I get all that. I get people don't understand the value. I get it. But what I'm telling you guys is they're going to use this against him in negotiations. It might hurt him. Why does it matter to you? Because it's a learning lesson. My grandmother used to say, walk on the graves of those that came before you. When you see somebody else making a mistake, when you see somebody else doing something that messed them up, you don't do the same thing. You learn from their mistake. You learn from them failing, and you learn from them dying from that situation. So you don't have to go through it. Shannon Sharpe is going through a situation where it's like, man, you probably didn't have to go through this. I believe, I don't know, maybe y'all accuse me of what you want. I believe that when you don't do things, no matter how much money you make, no matter how successful you become, if it's not with God, it don't matter. You got to do things God's way. Psalm 127 says, if you build a house and do it without God, you labor in vain. If you stay up and watch over a city and you stay awake without God, you stay awake in vain. In vain, you rise early. Vain means empty for no reason. In vain, you rise early and go late to rest, eating the bread of anxious toil, for God grants sleep to his beloved. So anxious toil is like, I'm always stressed out about work, worrying about work, what I got to do next to get on top. But if anything you do in work without God, it don't matter. So like, man, running around sleeping with a bunch of women, we've seen this same story end up bad for a lot of brothers, bro. A lot of brothers. Find one woman. If I can't stress nothing, find one woman. Settle down with that one woman. If you can. I know it's tough out there right now. I'm married. I know it was tough for me when I was single. Like, man, I can't find no good women. But try. You can find them. They out there. Because, man, no matter what you do, you can have all the money and success in the world. If you're not aligning with what God wants for you, you're in dangerous water, man. So that's a business. That's just from a business perspective, as an entrepreneur, as a coach, as somebody that mentors young brothers, as somebody that mentors older people, as somebody that just coaches and teaches. I want to leave that message with you guys. Don't be one of these people that get success and let the success get you. Because no amount of money in the world is worth these headlines being attached to Shannon Sharpe's name. I promise you. I promise you. No amount of coochie, no amount of women, no amount of sleeping around, no amount of none of that is worth Shannon Sharpe's name being attached to these headlines. So I don't want to go too deep on this. Make sure that you guys join our private live event on ulegend.com. Go to the website. Make sure you guys get signed up. We do it Wednesdays, 5:30 p.m. You can go to the website, ulegend.com, get signed up. It's called From Stuck to Seven Figures, where you take your purpose and turn it into profit. If you don't know what your purpose is, I teach you in this live event. If you don't know the business idea that you need to start, I'm going to teach you in this live event. We're going to get there, and I'm going to help you guys take that idea that you learned directly from this event, and you're going to use it, and I'm going to teach you how to create the business that you need to create and use your purpose and still feel like you enjoy it. Because like I said, if you do it without God, it don't matter. So I'm going to teach you how to do it the right way. And if I've been studying recently the book of Ecclesiastes, which is King Solomon. And King Solomon, all he talks about in there is, man, the whole point of working, the whole point of accumulating success, wealth, is to enjoy the life you live and live the life you enjoy. To find joy in your toil, he calls it, which toil is work. To find joy in your work. Man, I'm excited. I like going to work, because I enjoy what I do. So purpose is very important in building a business. I built a business where I find purpose in it because I enjoy business. I love communicating with entrepreneurs. I built a business communicating about business with entrepreneurs. And I want you guys to learn how to do the same thing, man. So make sure you guys go to the website. It's scrolling at the bottom of the screen. It's also pinned in the chat, ulegend.com. And I'm going to help you guys do that. It's no cost. All you got to do is sign up and get the link sent to you for the private live stream. Put your email address in and your name, and we good. I'll see you guys there, man. Wednesday, 5:30 p.m. Until the next content, until the next piece of entertainment news or whatever we're going to do next. Y'all stay blessed, man. I'm out of here.